Okay, so I lied about zooming in. So the way I put the camera, it's not going to work, I don't think. So, I looked at it a bit, and instead of going straight across like I originally planned, I'm going to do kind of a diagonal. I think about right here. Not quite in the middle, so maybe, well, I don't want to start here, but maybe up a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to do a bit diagonal. So, anyway, the first step, I have some Floetrol here mixed with just a little bit of water just to make it a little more fluid. I'm going to add just a little bit more to make it easier, and I don't really want just a super thick layer on there. And I did see some clumps this time, which is the first time I've had clumps with this batch, but that's okay because it's not going to mess up. It's not like messing up a pour if I have to pull them out. So I may have to mix some more. What is that? You don't want that in there. Okay. I severely underestimated, whoops, the amount of ounces. So I'm going to mix some more. Anyway, I'm going to mix some more and finish covering this canvas and figure out, you know what's coming from this scraper. Get those black specks out of here. When I have all the Floetrol on here, I will start. Okay, so you can see a little bit where I could have gotten it a hair bit smoother. I think if I would have added more water to the Floetrol than I did. I just added very little. I got some on my sock. So anyway, but right now I'm more worried about dog hair. I found several. I tried to get them all out, but I don't know, we'll have to see. Maybe this white background wasn't such a great idea with this, but anyway, we're going to go with it. So I have metallic paint from Perfetto. They have several different lines, so but this metallic paint is already quite thin, so I'm not doing anything to it. I'm just going to use it as is, straight out of the can, or the jar. So this is teal, and I also have some, if you can see that very well, deep blue. So I have two colors that I'm going to do this with, and I have some string cut. I have several pieces because once I do a couple colors, if I get, you know, both colors on the string, I obviously don't want to go back and dip back into the jar. So, let's just get, so, try not to drip. Whoops, which I just did. I do not have enough room. Okay, so I'm going to start here. And I'm just kind of going to dance it across the canvas. Doesn't that make a really, really beautiful pattern? Okay, I'm going to take my string here and kind of, well, you know what, let's take, that has Floetrol on it, but that's okay. I'm going to put it back in there because I don't use these for anything other than paint pouring, so a little Floetrol is not going to hurt. If you were doing this for anything other than paint pouring, I certainly wouldn't double dip with Floetrol on the string. I'm going to go right here since I dripped on the canvas. Just do a quick little, I wasn't planning right there, but it's going to have to. Okay, so I am going to leave it there. I did 4 string pulls here, and I did, I think, 3 here. One thing I did figure out is you want a really good layer of Floetrol. On the edge where it was thinner, it didn't pull as well. And you can see, I think, yeah, here where, well, if you don't have a glare, it's really thick right there. And I had a harder time getting this to look pretty and getting the string to do what I wanted it to here because the Floetrol was a bit thinner. So you really need the whole canvas, or at least the area you're going to be doing your string pull over. Yeah, right here you can see it too. It didn't quite go as well. So you want the whole area covered very, very well with Floetrol. Lesson learned there for next time. Okay, here it is dry and finished. I'm really excited with how that second layer is complementing the first layer. And there you can see all the details dried really well in the Perfetto paints. The only issue I had, and I'm not sure why, is the first layer. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Did this weird... There we go. It's not cracked, but it like almost bubbled up and created these this interesting texture, which I was not expecting. Oh, focus! If you can see, and it's all over in spots. It's not all over. There's some smooth areas, and then there are some areas with it, like right there. On this one, I'm not too concerned with it because I think the texture really kind of mirrors the details on the string pull right here. So I think it just kind of goes with it, and I'm not going to worry about it. And in fact, I'm not going to worry about it, I don't think, if I do another string pull similar to this with a background, because like I said, the texture kind of mirrors the details. But I do want to figure out why that happened so I can avoid it if I don't want it. Alright, so here's the first one that I did with that technique of the 2 layers. And I did this one exactly the same way. I don't know why this is showing up so dark. But the first layer down here was painted first and then left to dry, and then this horizontal stripe was the second layer string pull. And I did it exactly the same way. I flooded the canvas with Floetrol with a little bit of water and then did my string pulls. And as you can see, this one dried smooth, and it didn't have any of that that weird wrinkling that the other one did. The only difference was the first layer on this one had Floetrol in it. I had these mixed because I did a string pull with the first layer instead of brushing it on, and the big one was just a brushed on first layer, and there was no Floetrol in there. So I don't know if that's what made the difference. I'm gonna have to go through some smaller canvases, I think, and try and see if I can get to the bottom of why that one did that. But or if you have any ideas or have experienced that, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have experienced. And like I said, the link to the background of that first pour will be in the description bar if you want to check that out. And we will see you next time, guys. Let me know what you think of this sort of dancing string pull technique. We will see you next time. Happy pouring.